We're giving them the business.
Welcome to the Five Arms and a Lucky Fin podcast. I am your host, Brendan McCormick, with my two co-hosts, Jason Ide, aka Lucky Fin, and viral sensation, aka David Soloway, aka Big Diesel. What a week for your Indiana Hoosiers. Giving them the business. Like that ref said, 63-10. Whew. Oh, I wonder who called that. We'll dive into that a little bit later. Illinois looked bad. Week 4 had some surprises, though. Week 4 had some surprises besides that. Tech on the road, rolled into Utah, showed them the guns up, took them to town with a backup quarterback second half with Will Hammond just slinging the rock. Morton down, filled in. What a turn around for the Red Raiders as they played several tune-up games. And of course, Michigan headed to Nebraska. Raiola couldn't pull it off. Michigan pulled the W 30-27. And the AP poll got shaken up as well. Very shaken up. Indiana moved up a lot, 8 spots. Texas Tech moved up 5, of course. Utah fell out. Illinois dropped 14 spots. Is at 23, somehow still in the top 25. Do not agree with that at all. Jason and David, what's your first thoughts on the AP top 25?
You don't agree with what?
Illinois being in the top 25.
Why?
They got beat 63-10.
Brendan, we need them to be in the top 25. We need them to be a top 25 team more than we've ever needed anything. They have to be in the top 25 for us to try to turn the media narratives around on what Indiana football has been.
It's not my fault they put them at 9. They shouldn't have been at 9.
You're making the wrong argument, Brendan. We need them to be ranked. We do. You and me, we need them to be ranked.
At this point, y'all won, so now you want them to win every game.
Yes.
I mean, look what happened to Clemson, though.
Clemson's not very good.
Just saying.
Like, now that win for LSU doesn't look good. Like, it doesn't.
No, it actually is just the most mediocre win of all time.
It's just a nice win on the road in the opening weekend.
Yeah.
But I mean, we thought whenever they won 17-10, it was like, oh, but the Clemson's defense is so good. Now it's just like, actually, is Clemson just not good at football? And I think we might know the answer.
Dabo's just struggling. I still believe in Dabo. I think I don't think it's the coordinators, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what Clemson's issue is, to put a pinpoint on it, to be honest.
I mean, you might believe in Dabo, but the real question is, does Dabo believe in Dabo?
I think he does.
And does he believe in his quarterback? Because, I mean, he even said after week 1, like, if 2 isn't playing well, we're not going to be a good football team. And 2 is not playing well.
I think the media kind of stirred up the media with what he said in the press conference, though. Like, basically, like, if you want me gone, cool. I'll go somewhere else. 55, still young. I'll go somewhere else.
At this point, he's got something in the media every week.
Yeah, he's
true.
A quote machine, and that's what makes him who he is.
That is true. He is a quote machine. Monster of a machine. Crazy of a machine. Won some natties, but struggled since then. What do you guys think about Jordan?
Clemson made the playoff last year after they didn't look great to start. They're behind the 8 ball here. They do have 2 ACC losses, but they could still make the conference championship game. It's not, Miami and Florida State play each other next week, I think. So one of them is going to get a loss. Other teams are going to beat up on each other. Clemson's not dead yet. The question is, can they win another game? Because if they win one game and they start getting it rolling against ACC opponents, the talent is still there. They could still make the playoff. They did the same thing last year. They're not dead.
They went all the way and won the conference championship to sneak in last year when they beat SMU.
Not dead. Not dead. I think they're dead. I think they're done.
Yeah, no, I also
They're
think
shot in
they're
the water.
dead. I think they're dead.
They are dead.
But
It's dead.
What if they're not dead?
No, they're dead. Like
No, but what
shot
if
in the
they're
water.
not?
Like Dabo
What-
might be gone. Dead.
No, they can't fire him.
They
Be crazy. to fire him.
I don't know that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that take, David.
That'd be crazy.
I think
Gundy's
they're
gone.
gonna they're going to start forcing him to go into the portal or they'll
Tulsa
find a
beat
coach.
Oklahoma State. He's gone.
Mike Gundy and Dabo Swinney are on two very different levels of
What I'm saying though is
college history.
the tenure of length though. That's what I'm saying. Yes, Dabo won national championships.
Yeah,
That's the
I think
difference.
that
I agree. That's a
carries
big yes.
ton of weight. A ton of
It
weight.
does carry a lot of weight. I agree with that statement. But what I'm saying is the tenure and their loyalty, I think, is gone with Gundy. But with Dabo, I think Dabo's getting tired of the fans and what is being said around him. I think it's a little disrespectful
So
to one of the best coaches.
You think Dabo's going to leave and not wait to get fired?
I think if a position or a job like Alabama came up, I think Dabo might leave. Yes. And I think they would pay Dabo a lot of money.
I agree. I do not think Alabama would hire Dabo at this point because I don't think that the championships are recent enough.
Everyone wants Sig, and everyone's going to throw his name around, like I've said to you, every job opening that comes up, they're going to throw money at him. Everyone's like, oh, when Alabama gets open, he'll leave. I do not think that is the case at all. I do not think he'll leave. I think he loves rebuilding and building teams and building a powerhouse. I don't see him leaving Indiana unless it's to finally hang it up and be done. He worked his way all the way up to that type of program, and I believe he loves it in Bloomington. So, but my point is,
I agree with that. That was a quite the tangent. I love bringing it back to Sig.
But what I'm saying
I don't think Dabo's going to leave. I think he's basically got himself the most cushy job of all time, and
no,
they're not going to fire him because they'd be crazy to fire him. And I think that he can still win. They might not make it this year, but he's made the playoff however many times. He made it last year. It's not like I agree that he hasn't done the portal. That's not great. He still made the playoff last year in the portal era.
Do you think he's missing the type of recruits that he had on those teams? Because I do.
I don't think the recruiting's fallen off at all.
Mm.
I think the development has. A lot of it is they lost their assistant coaches who were with him forever. They lost Venables to Oklahoma. They lost Elliott to Virginia.
Yeah,
he's since
both good
is he
points.
still there?
Yes,
he might still be there, but they lost the big coordinator guys that they had that were developing players, and a lot's changed since then.
Yeah,
which happens with a lot of programs. It happened, not to bring it back to Indiana again, but you make a couple good hires in Kalen DeBoer and Kay Womack. They turn the program around. You have a great 2019, 2020, and then you make the wrong hires when those guys move on, and that changes things. It could just be the same thing here. Maybe he gets the next hires right.
I do agree with that. Not to bring it back to Indiana, but how important coordinators are. And I think I really learned that being an Indiana fan, but also seeing at other programs as well. But because we're so under a microscope with our team, I would say coordinators are freaking important. And we have some killer ones right now. So killer ones on defensive and offensive side of the ball for Indiana right now. But let's, David, let's hop into the big one. Let's hop into the big one right now. Indiana Hoosiers, we're at home against number 9, Illinois, fighting Illinois. Illinois. I don't know how you pronounce their name.
Illini?
Yeah, whatever that is. That team in Champaign. Champion, whatever it is.
No, it's Champaign. You had it.
Champaign?
Stop second guessing yourself.
Well, I think I might have said something like 2 weeks ago, David. What was that? let me just I got it. Hold on. I think Illinois is the most overrated team in this AP Top 25. Wait. I think the people need to hear it again. Hold on. I think Illinois is the most overrated team in this AP Top 25.
So here's the negative side of what you're saying. So basically, you're saying your win isn't a big win if they're overrated. This goes back to what we were saying. You want them to win now. You want them to be good. You got a big win against them.
I think we can all agree that Illinois was not the number 9 team in the country.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
They never should have been. We've talked about this in the past. It was all based off of last year where they beat a bunch of decent teams in the Big Ten in very close games. And then they beat South Carolina, who wasn't playing their, a couple of their NFL draft picks. They beat them in the bowl game, and that shaped the entire narrative coming into this season. And then they started at like 12, and they just kind of worked their way up after not doing anything for the past, or for the first 3 weeks of the season. But I still think they're a top 25 team. They are still a good, they're a top of the pack Big Ten team. And we're really going to see this week. They have USC at home. It's going to be big for them to prove it here. We need them to win because it's important that Indiana has a big win on their resume. Last year, Nebraska came in to Bloomington. It was a big noon kickoff game.
Yeah.
And we won 56-7.
Mm-hmm.
They were 4-1 at the time before that game, and they went in the tank after that. But going into that game, everybody was saying they were a solid team.
Yeah.
They ended up going 6-6, and then everybody says at the end of the season, "Oh, Indiana didn't play anybody. Indiana didn't beat anybody." Well, at the time, Nebraska looked great. Everybody was starting to hype them up. It's the same thing with Illinois here.
Yeah.
We need them not to fall off a cliff. I still think they're a solid program. They have a good coach who has proven himself over the past 2 decades in this sport.
I mean, beat us 83-20.
Beat us 83-20 just 15 years ago. And we come back and we put an ass whooping on him.
And we bring his hands to his knees.
He
didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. Let's just look at this real quick. More points.
Scary image, Sig.
I don't know where to start with this victory, but I guess I will start here. I want to kick off with Fernando Mendoza's performance. Hell of a performance. 21-23. Was not bothered. Did not look shaken by this Illinois defense. I believe Illinois has a solid defense. I would say probably top 40 in my opinion. Defense, but their secondary was banged up, but I'm not giving them that excuse. They had one cornerback out, which was their star, but we knew that coming into the game. Everyone knew that he was out, but the way the Indiana offense dominated their defense, it was one of the best performances I've ever seen on a football field, in my opinion. I mean, they rushed all over them, commanded the offensive line. Mendoza was slinging it, making the right decisions, sometimes even in the double coverage, slinging it. I mean, he looked like the type of guy that could win the Heisman. Now, I know I say that with every great performance for a quarterback, so I'm not going to get on the hype train too much, but Mendoza looked really good. Very mobile. He's got all the media attention now, national attention that he deserves, in my opinion. From the Old Dominion game, every game he's gotten better. Like I said, he was never used to a clean pocket at California, never used to it, and now I believe he is and believes in that offensive line, and that offensive line is dangerous. And us stealing the center from Notre Dame, I believe his name is Coogan, right, David?
Yes, sir.
And that was a big pickup. I knew it wasn't something we really needed in the portal or off season, but when we got him, I mean, it just boosted the confidence. And then we got Mendoza shortly after that. And it just goes back to what Sig's building and developing players and what he can do. And the hiring of our coordinators, I mean, just top to bottom, And anyone that says, "Oh, this program can't be rebuilt" or this and that is full of shit. Yes, I said that because if SIG can take over the losingest program in FBS history and turn it into this marvelous piece, there's no telling what any coach could like. It's just mentality, and SIG's mentality is always from the work ethic that he's developed to getting to the Division I level and winning along the way, and bringing JMU players to the Big Ten and having this type of success last year and this year. I thought he was insane for trying to bring JMU players to this type of level of the Big Ten because, as we all know, the SEC and the Big Ten dominate college football. They're the two best conferences and will be for a very long time. There will be championships spread across from these two conferences. I don't really see ACC or
I would hold your spread across. I don't know any Big Ten team that's won the championship other than Ohio State.
Didn't Michigan win it 2 years ago?
I was about to say that.
In Michigan once, okay? But don't say spread around. No. Don't say spread around.
I said spread around conferences.
I'm just saying, don't say spread around like the Big Ten is
Ohio State
bottom.
and Michigan do carry the Big Ten in the same way that 3 SEC schools carry the SEC.
I was about to say that.
All conferences are dominated by a handful of teams at the top.
You tell me Ole Miss is going to win a national championship?
Right.
I think Ole Miss has a better chance of winning a national championship than Illinois.
I mean, I don't disagree with that, but I mean,
Wouldn't you say Illinois is the number 4 team probably in the Big Ten, number 4, number 5?
No.
Probably number 5.
No.
Not right now.
Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, Penn State, Indiana.
You think Michigan's better than
USC.
Illinois? I don't.
Oh, 100%,
I do.
Yeah,
100% I do.
just
USC,
even if we're
yeah.
not talking right now.
Like altogether?
More
Yeah.
historical, like Michigan and USC going forward absolutely have a better chance to win a national championship than Ole Miss.
With the resources they have and the history they have. You know how bad USC
they've
wants a
done it and Ole
championship?
Miss hasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't use you used Ole Miss. I would say Ole Miss is probably like 7 or 8 in the SEC, and we're talking about Ole
So
Miss.
who's number 5 in the SEC?
Let's see. If we were ranking them, probably Georgia, LSU.
I mean, yeah, y'all have won
Texas.
national championships.
Oklahoma.
Texas's last championship.
A&M.
When?
Yeah.
When?
That was a long time ago.
You're forgetting Florida.
Then probably,
who should be
probably Ole Miss or Tennessee. Then maybe Ole Miss. Then South Carolina and Ole Miss and South Carolina. I mean, if Sellers is actually playing well, they're probably right there. So there's 8.
I mean, there's like 5 Big Ten teams who have won a natty more recently than every team you just mentioned, except for the top 3.
5?
Yes.
5? Name 5 schools.
When's Oklahoma's last natty?
Bruh.
Like,
I'm not worried
When
about
is Texas's last natty? Early 2000s?
I mean, we're talking about if we're talking about national championships spread across the conference.
You want to go back that far?
The point where this started was national championships spread across conferences. That's
all I
definitely
said.
True. The Big Ten and the SEC are going to win most of the national championships.
That's all I said.
That's all, Brent. That's all he was saying.
That's all I take.
And it might come from different schools.
Your phrase
there's
made it
going to
sound
be
like
a main 5 that are going to win.
I know, but your phrase made it sound like they're going to be spread across different schools.
No, because they're not spread across different schools in the SEC
No.
either. Only 3 of the schools you mentioned have won a natty in the past 3 decades.
All I said was that the SEC and Big Ten will probably win multiple championships.
Teams. I was putting Ole Miss at 7 or 8. You said who's ahead of them, and I named 7 or 8.
What I'm saying is the original argument got moved. The goalpost got moved to something completely different, which had nothing to do with the original statement.
The original statement was national championships are spread across the SEC and the Big Ten. meaning LSU, Ohio State, Bama. Like it's going to get spread around, and you could have multiple teams that win back to back.
Yeah, but you're forgetting the ACC.
Yeah, but they've had
I'm-
what? 2 champions in the past.
I mean, Clemson was the last team that made them
Literally
relevant.
just
2
joking.
different champions in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Teams. 2 different
Right.
teams.
Yes, Miami.
Right?
Yes, it was Miami and Clemson.
Okay. I guess 25 years ago would have been Miami.
Yeah.
Florida State is the other one with Jameis.
Yes, with Jameis. Yeah. Good point. Good point. I rest my case.
Riveting discussion,
Anyways.
boys.
Yes. I love the conference talk. Love the points. I love Jay just hopping in, trying to make sure that the SEC's on point. And I agree. SEC's great. You ain't got to tell me. You ain't got to tell me.
We're all in agreement on that point.
100%. 100%. Do you know how many rushing yards Illinois had the whole game, David?
Like 9 or something like that, right?
No, they had 2.
2. That's right.
2 rushing yards. How much did Indiana have, Jason, do you think?
What?
How many rushing yards do you think Indiana had?
What, this past week?
Yeah.
I don't know, 297.
Really close.
312. Really close. 312. 312 to 2.
To 2?
Yes. Indiana brought
Two.
belt to butt, because I'm going to keep it PG. Belt
You
to ass.
already
There you
said
go.
shit, and I said ass.
Yeah. Yeah, belt to ass. Completely
Two?
dominated the O-line.
2? Like 2
Indiana.
yards? Or 2, like,
No, Illinois had 2 yards the whole game.
2 total?
2 total.
Rushing.
Yeah.
Sorry, my iPad doesn't even believe you. It doesn't even want to stand up.
I know.
Two.
Indiana also had 7 sacks. I believe
2.
10 tackles for a loss, David.
So
on
what
that?
you're saying is
Right.
Indiana had more sacks than Illinois had rush yards?
Correct.
Granted, rush yards are
Yes.
negative
Yes, that is the
on
reason.
sacks.
Yes. Good
but
point.
still,
Yeah.
it's still funny.
Yes, it's very funny. Altmaier was 14 of 22, 146 yards. I got to shout out D'Angelo Pons, former JMU, right?
Yeah.
Former JMU, and now with the Indiana Hoosiers, and then future probably first round pick, second round pick in the NFL next year. He'll go high.
He's tiny.
He is tiny, but blocked a punt. Got a touchdown early off of that. That started the whole train. I would say Martin had a day for IU. David, 12 carries, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. Black also had 10 carries, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. Wish BB was in the game, but he is out for quite a while. But I wish we had our trio. But I mean, our rushing game looked good against that D line, like Coach Sig said. So, and he really felt like we could get after a quarterback, which we definitely did all the way through. Just a straight ass, just a straight up ass whooping right there. Straight up ass whooping. What's your final thoughts on the game, David?
Yeah, I mean, it was absolute domination. And I think that this game was a departure from the narrative that has surrounded Indiana. And it's not just because Illinois is a top 10 team or top 25 team. Even
Yeah.
if they're a top 50 team, we didn't play very many top 50 teams last year.
Yeah.
Most of the teams we played last year were at the bottom of the conference. Illinois is not going to be that. They're at least a
Right.
top half of the conference team. And we just put it on them. Every aspect of the game, we just kept putting it on them, and we blew them out.
Right.
And now we just have to follow it up and see what happens
Yeah.
in the coming weeks. But this was a great step in the right direction, and Sig was very aggressive, including that 4th and 1 in the first quarter that we picked up around midfield. It was actually on our
I knew they were going for it once they called a timeout.
they
called
a timeout because we were faking the punt.
Oh, really?
No
I
doubt
did
about
not
it.
realize
There were guys out there who have never played on the punt team in their lives.
that.
So they had to call timeout. They were trying to
Yeah.
rush guys on. They were trying to rush their defense back on the field once they figured it out. So they had to call it. But
I did not realize that.
yeah, I mean the aggressiveness. It's something that plagued us last year against Ohio State, against Notre Dame. We were kind of
too aggressive.
not even close to aggressive enough. We punted on 4th and 4
Really?
at the Notre Dame 42-yard line in the
Yeah.
college football playoff. Like you have to be able to take some risks and in these big moments in these big games and hope that your team can come through. And they did in this one. And that 4th down really started the route because it was 7-7 at that point.
Yeah.
Omar scores on back-to-back receptions.
Had a day.
Yeah, great drive for him there. And yeah, it's a really, really good team. And I hope they continue to show it.
Jay, any final remarks on the game?
When I turned it on, I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm ready to watch a good game. You know, I turned it on Peacock.
Oh,
Shout out.
no.
And
Oh, no.
I did not get a good game. I got a blowout. So
Oh, no.
still had a good time watching it, though. It's always fun to watch a team get blown out, especially when it's against your one of your close friends' schools we would like to root for. So it's always fun.
True. Very true.
There's nothing like a good beatdown in conference.
No, dude,
No,
it was like
there's
11
not.
p.m. I'm playing a game with someone, and Brendan pops in Discord, and he's like, I can't sleep.
I couldn't, dude.
He said, I can't
That's the
sleep.
one.
The funniest thing was, I was like, I mean, I bet, you know, you still, somebody need to tell you, like, somebody need to pinch you, you know, you're not dreaming. It happens.
Yeah. We're usually on the other end of that for a long time. I looked at past
Brennan,
coaches.
I need to circle back on Illinois. I want to know your true thoughts about what Illinois is.
I don't know if you do.
No, I do. I want to know.
Like I said in that video, I think Illinois and their fans and their whole program got more than hyped up because Altmaier decided to stay, correct? Because he didn't transfer.
I don't know where. Yeah, I don't know where
I
he would
don't
have gone.
I don't
but
know
yeah.
the whole background on that situation, but it was surrounded by that. And then they had a couple good. They kept a lot of their team, and there was a lot of hype around them the whole offseason. There was a lot of hype around that Illinois football team. I don't know if it was in the media or if it was just, Twitter or CBS, but they were talked about quite a bit besides Texas Tech because they had so many people returning to play this season. And my true thoughts were they're getting what, when people think highly of you and you get talked about, it kind of goes to your head, right? Not when people say, oh, you suck or this and that. And I really felt like that whole program took that to heart. And then, okay, we beat Duke and got some other good wins. And now we're rolling into Indiana. And, the whole fan base felt super confident. I mean, I can scroll on my TikTok and see people's comments and, there was
To be fair, we felt very confident going into Ohio State last year.
This is true, and
I think it's part of being a fan.
Yes, 100%. It is part of being a fan. It's kind of the blindness that we talk about. But truly, I don't think Altmaier is a good quarterback at all. I think he's average, maybe below average quarterback. Yes, he has some decent throws that I've seen, but let's stack him up against, some of the best quarterbacks in the Big Ten. I don't think he's even in that group, even close to that group. With Oregon's quarterback, I honestly don't know his name on top of my head. Dante Moore.
Altmaier's absolutely a top half of the Big Ten quarterback.
I don't think so. I don't. I
Name
haven't seen
Northwestern's quarterback.
Brendan, there's like 18 schools in the conference.
Yeah. He's a top 9 quarterback in the Big Ten.
Top 9, yeah, sure.
You just
That's top half of the conference.
You just said he was.
What I mean, not conference, but like I would say top 20 in the NCAA. How about that? He's not even in that.
In that
Probably right around where he's at. Yeah. I would say
top
he's
20?
around
don't think.
25, 20.
I was
in
gonna
there,
say
yeah.
No.
probably around 30.
I can name many quarterbacks better than him, like on top of my head.
Probably 30.
Be
There's
my
some good
guest.
group of 5 quarterbacks.
Josh Hoover, TCU, better than him.
All right.
Is he not?
He definitely is.
Sawyer Robertson, 100% better than him.
Bad game this weekend, but I'll give it to you.
Okay. Garrett Nussmeier.
Yep.
Chambers.
I mean, we're not gonna do this. That one might be a bit far.
Who?
Ole Miss
Ole
quarterback?
Backup, who he has been good. I will give you that. There was zero
Thank
tape
you.
on him coming into the past
I
2
mean,
weeks.
I would
Give it
say
time. That's an overreaction.
the quarterback that got hurt for Syracuse is probably right around where Altmaier is. They're probably around each other.
I'll give you that.
Steve Angeli?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give.
They're around
That's a good take, Jay.
So
That's
I
a
would
good
say
take.
somewhere around 30.
Yes.
In
I agree with
in
that.
the entire
I
all
agree
of
with that.
college. I think 20 is a little high.
That's what I meant. Like, I didn't mean conference. I meant the whole NCAA. I'll go back
So
to
he's
that.
in the
Apologize.
80th percentile of NCAA quarterbacks. That's pretty damn good.
Still good. He's still going to be somebody who gets.
It's just we've watched so much college football, and so it's hard to put like that type of quarterback against some of the quarterbacks we have seen. Like, that's what I
But
mean.
why does him being a top
And it
30
may-
quarterback does not change the fact that Illinois can be a top 20 team? Just
It's a good
because,
take.
like,
Yeah.
no one thought Illinois is a national championship contender. So I don't think we should expect Altmaier to be a national championship level quarterback.
But here's my beef with the AP poll. Why are they at 9? Why what made them at 9? I need to
We've
know.
talked about it. It's last season's hype. It's this year's schedule was easy.
They started off with
They
a
beat
good
South Carolina in the bowl game. They returned a lot of players. It was inertia. All these things kind of built up, and then it just kind of happened. But I still think they're a top 25 team. And I mean, Kenny just put the rest of their schedule in the chat here, and they're gonna go 10-2. Like, if they beat USC this weekend, they're going 10-2.
I mean, I do hope they
might
do
lose to
well the rest of the
Washington, but-
season. I don't want them to lose, obviously. I don't, but to say they're overrated, like I really at that point in the season,
that them being 9 was overrated. But
that's my point.
Just because they lost to another elite team, they should not be in the top 25.
I agree with that.
I think that's a step too far.
Well, what about South Florida? South Florida just dropped off automatically once they lost to Florida.
I don't
or
think
to Miami.
I think there's two things to that one. I think that one, South Florida probably should have stayed in the poll after they lost to Miami. But their 2 wins looked really good at the time. We thought Florida was going to be a lot better. Florida is not good. And Boise State was only ranked coming into the season because they made the playoff last year. It was not based on anything other than that.
They are not good.
It's a very similar story to Illinois. So I think that's a little bit apples to oranges.
Fair. We move on. Could talk about that whole AP poll and good win for Indiana. They would play Iowa this coming week. I have PTSD from getting routed after having a great season after 2020. So we'll see how they do. Indiana's, I think, a 7.5 point favorite, right, David, or 6.5 on the road against Iowa.
6.5 last I saw it, so it's probably right around there.
Should be a great game. Obviously, we'll watch that. Go Hoosiers! Very proud of them. Mendoza for Heisman. That's all I got to say. We head over to the Utah Utes as Texas Tech Red Raiders went into Utah. Texas Tech guns up, won 34-10. Texas Tech, Baron Morton goes down. Did you guys watch this game at all? David, I think you did. No? You were too busy tailgating trying to get in.
I was
Baron
8.5
Morton goes.
years deep.
Yeah, Baron Morton goes down with a concussion. Will Hammond comes in. And Will Hammond looked good, just slinging the rock, absolutely. And Baron Morton struggled in the beginning, and they just look solid overall. But do you think that Baron Morton will obviously play, but do you think they'll keep him in next week against Houston, or are they going to put Will Hammond in? That's the question.
If he's healthy, he's got to play. It's great when your backup quarterback can come in and give you some relief.
Yeah.
When your starter gets hurt, I think that's part of building a great program is having a guy who's ready. Similar to Chambliss, we were just talking about at Ole Miss. I think that's part of having a good program.
Yeah.
But Baron Morton is the guy. He is Texas Tech's guy. He's got to be the guy. It's not like
I mean,
he
I
wasn't good coming into this week and playing at Utah. It was what 10 o'clock start in Utah. Weird time.
Yeah, it was early. Father
Kind of a
Dave was there.
Weird situation.
Father Dave Portnoy was there. He picked Texas Tech. Everyone else was on the Utes. Utah's offense looked a little questionable and out of sorts the whole game. Texas Tech's defense manhandled them from the D line, point of attack, and Dan Pierre, man, not so sure about him. Everyone was pretty high on him before this game. Everyone was pretty high, but didn't really impress me too much that whole game. Got some decent throws in the first half, but second half, I mean, didn't do much. Didn't do much at all. So, and then Will Hammond, once they allowed him to throw it, threw a nice ball on the left side of the field, and they just did not look. They got out coached, in my opinion. The coordinators from Tech definitely had a game plan, and they fully attacked. And when Morton got down, they were really worried, but Hammond came in, and once they let Hammond throw the ball, like they really just stepped on the gas pedal and didn't look back. So,
What do we think about these teams going forward?
Jay, what do you think of Utah?
You're muted.
I thought I unmuted myself, but
You good?
I think it's going to be a wait and see thing with Utah. It'll be a week to week experiment because
I agree with that.
they should be better. They should have played better. They're a good football
Yes.
team. The Big 12
Yeah.
is pretty wide open, honestly. I don't think
Yes.
anybody is really. I think Texas Tech has now propelled themselves to probably the top dog of the Big 12. But I
Right.
think Utah's right there. And with the Big 12 schedule, they're going to have a lot of opportunities to get a lot of good wins. And they could still end up 10-2, 11-1. So
It's true.
we'll
It's
see.
true. It's a very solid point. Utah is a very good team, in my opinion. I don't know if it was the game plan from Tech, but they just looked lost.
It's kind of scary that they played that bad at home.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is like, it's a big. I guess maybe because it's so early. That's maybe my thought. I mean, 10
I don't even know
a.m.
if
kick. Like,
I feel like you could use that excuse maybe week 1 or week 2, but I mean we're
Yeah.
4 games into the season. You just got outdueled by a backup quarterback in the second half on the
Yeah.
road.
On the road. That's a good point.
Like that guy wasn't even prepared. Like I mean, I'm sure he's prepared, right? Usually,
Yeah.
backup quarterbacks are the smartest guys in the room, but in general, he wasn't expecting to go into the game and then just went and tore it up in the second half.
Yeah.
So
I think Utah may have gotten a little overhyped based off of their first 3 wins. Week 1, they came out at UCLA and destroyed them 43-10. And I think at the time, people are thinking, okay, UCLA, nobody really likes their coach, but they might
Yeah.
be all
or the
right.
quarterback.
Right. They have
Nico.
Nico.
Yeah.
UCLA might be all right, so that's a great win. And then they played at Wyoming last week and
Right.
only won 31-6. Now, that's still a beatdown. It's a solid win. It's comfortable. But if Utah really was the number 17 team in the country or whatever they were ranked, they should be
Yeah.
destroying Wyoming. I don't care where that game is at. So I think they may have been a little overhyped. But their
Yeah.
schedule the rest of the way is very manageable. They could go 11-1 and
They
see
could.
Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game because both of them, the only ranked team they have left is BYU. For Utah, that's a rivalry game at
Yeah.
BYU, so that'll be a tough one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Texas Tech, though, their schedule looks pretty nice.
It's pretty open.
Who
Big
does
12
Texas?
Big
Who
12's
else
not.
does? Who else does Texas Tech have on the road?
At Houston, at Arizona State, at Kansas State, at West Virginia.
I feel like the toughest game there is at Kansas State, probably.
Kansas State stinks, dude. It
I
might be
know.
Arizona State.
No, it's probably Arizona State. That's going to be
Yeah,
a tough
and who
matchup.
knows what Arizona State is at this point, but that'll probably still be a tough
They're a
game.
week to week experiment too. Because I mean,
Yep.
I thought they'd beat Mississippi State,
Right.
and I mean they gave that game away. They should have won, but
Yes. They should.
They should have won, but they were also down 17-3 at halftime. They were getting destroyed.
yeah,
Tale of two halves.
Yeah, definitely was in that game. Tail two halves. Arizona State has been receiving some votes, though. Has been receiving some votes for the top 25.
Yeah, because those AP voters, man, we trust them, don't we?
I do not trust them one bit. I tweet at them
They're
all the
watching
time.
ball every week, that's for sure.
You know what's more scary about this Utah and Texas Tech game, though, real quick? My final note is that Texas Tech had 14 penalties for 122 yards. And they still won the game.
About? They still won, and Utah only had
They
2.
had so many false starts. They, the cadence
well,
is a
tough
hand
environment.
hand clap. And they love that cadence. But in loud places, like Indiana used to do the hand clap, and now Mendoza does this. Moves his hand, and then they hike it.
Is that true?
I believe so. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I know he claps. He does clap, but like if it's loud, I don't think he claps.
Well, we haven't played a road game yet, so you
True.
Like,
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But I'm pretty sure he does that sometimes. Like he doesn't clap all the time.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure he does. Like I'm pretty confident in that. Could be wrong.
Could be.
They'll-
Also could be right.
In the comments to let me know if I'm wrong. I know they will.
I'll be commenting.
Yeah, you'll be commenting. Heading over to SEC country, Auburn played Oklahoma. Auburn lost 24-17. Oklahoma with the win at home. This one was a little questionable with the referees, my guys. Did anyone get a chance to see the calls on this?
Yeah, there were. I mean, obviously, you have the big one where the guy's acting like he's going out of bounds, and they don't, and then he stays in the game, and that's supposed to be not sportsmanlike, and everybody's already addressed that. There's no reason to worry about that. The bigger one for me is the Auburn guy on the deep ball, and just yanked to the ground by the Oklahoma defender, and the ref wasn't even looking at the play. Like if you look at the still picture of it happening. The ref wasn't even looking at the spot because he was in a bad positioning. So it's his fault he didn't see it, but it's not that he saw it and didn't throw the flag. He wasn't in a good spot to even see it from the get-go, which is pretty disappointing. But, I mean, that would have put Auburn – I mean, they would have given them a first down, and who knows what happens after that. So, definitely – that was the biggest ref mistake for me is the positioning of the ref on that play.
Gotcha. The ref needs to get in the game,
No. He was in the game. He should have been in a better position off the game so he could actually see what's happening in the game. It looked like he was trying to go out for the pass. He was like way too close to what was happening. He wasn't doing his backpedal thing. It was like he was like, try not to get hit.
No bueno. Not good, Jay.
No bueno.
Not good at all. Mateer had a pretty decent day though. 271 yards passing, 1 passing touchdown, and even a rushing touchdown. And Isaiah, I don't even know how to pronounce that last name. Sangna? 9 receptions, 127 yards, and a touchdown. Pretty good day right there. I do not know how to pronounce that last name. I apologize.
How is it
Look on
spelled?
phonics. Sategna, something like that.
Sateegna.
Senga?
No,
I don't know.
Satanga?
It's
Satania.
Satenya.
I think David's right.
Like baloney.
Yeah.
Bologna.
Bologna. I really think both of these teams were equally matched, though. Auburn and Oklahoma in this game. I didn't see one team that was more way superior than the other one, in my opinion. I really felt like Auburn could have maybe won an OT, but obviously didn't go that way. But evenly matched game, which makes me think Auburn's a pretty good team going on the road in Oklahoma like that. Just saying. And then Jackson Arnold, I guess, played for Oklahoma before.
Yeah, he was their
Yeah.
he was their starter last year and got benched halfway through the year.
Honestly, did not know that. I'll be completely honest and transparent. Did not know that. Paid zero attention to Oklahoma.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Paid zero attention to them.
I mean, they weren't good, so there wasn't really much reason to pay attention.
But he was
Yeah.
a quarterback.
Interesting. My takeaway is there's a lot of controversial calls that I felt like took away that game, in my opinion, and the true outcome. So hopefully the rest get it right. Bill me, sue me. Talking about the refs.
Of Auburn's remaining 8 games,
Yeah.
they have 5 against ranked teams. Now, part of that is pretty much every SEC team is ranked, but
Huh.
just interesting that they've got a tough schedule from here on out. So
Yeah.
could be the end of Hugh Freeze.
Okay, I got a real question real quick before we head into our honorable mention game and our dog of the week. Who do you think from the SEC gets into the college football playoff and how many teams?
Probably 3, 4.
I think it's 4.
Probably 3 or 4. I think it depends how the rest of the season goes, but I mean, 3 or 4 is where it's going to be. It's always going to be that way.
Dare I say they might get 5?
No.
Depending on how things go, I mean, anything.
That would be so hard. They're gonna beat
I don't
each
know,
other
man.
up
They're
too much.
stacked.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
The SEC is stacked this year. I will shout them out on that. They're solid, top to bottom.
I mean, but you're also assuming that the same teams have to beat the other teams that beat them to basically make it everybody with 2 losses, 3 losses, to even have an opportunity at that.
True.
But I guess it's so possible just because there's so many teams, right?
With these voters too, I'm just saying, like, it's going to be interesting to see.
The
That's
voters
what I mean.
aren't the same people as the playoff committee, though.
That's true. That is true. But it makes me worried that it could happen because of how sloppy the AP poll has been. It makes me worried. I know it's different, but
I think the committee proved last year that if you have 3 losses, whether you're an SEC team or not, you're probably not making it unless everybody in the country has 3 losses. There's going to be a lot of these teams that are ranked between 5 and 20 right now that take 3 SEC losses just by the nature of playing in the SEC.
Yeah. There's a team that I think is good, but I don't think they'll make it, and it's going to be Tennessee. Don't think they'll get in.
And you said you were asking a second follow-up, not just how many, who we thought would, right?
Yeah.
Georgia
for sure.
I
mean, they're number 1 in my opinion.
I would say LSU, but I mean, we at this point
it's going to get dicey.
Great, so I mean, there's no way you can say, like, if you're going off of where we are right now at this moment, of course LSU. But I mean, that's also going to be a toss-up based on how the rest of the season goes. A lot of big, tough road games that are still going to be on the schedule.
Yeah.
Do I say Vanderbilt looks really good? Who knows
That's
what
a good
they
point, Jay. That's what I mean, 5. Like, I was like, I mean,
But I
they
think
look good.
it also goes back to what David was saying, where there's so many teams that are ranked. Every win looks good on paper until
Yeah.
the SEC schedule really gets going and teams start to fall off. So I still think you have a good. I mean, we saw this last year, or the year before with Ole Miss. They were like in the top 10, and
Yes.
then I think
They
they lost, and then they just fell off and didn't.
lost to Kentucky, I think, early in the season, if I remember right. That's when they started falling off a little bit, and then they lost.
They lost to LSU.
Yes, and they lost one more. They lost
This was
one
last
more.
year.
Last year they lost to
Yeah,
Florida right at the end.
that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah, and there's teams in the SEC who are going to win games who aren't currently ranked. Like Auburn is 3-1. I just said they
Yeah.
play 5 more ranked teams. They're probably going to pick off 1 or 2 of those games, and that's going to
Yeah.
ruin one of those other teams when it comes to the end of the season.
Missouri's not a bad program either. I mean, Missouri
No.
is a
Top
tough
20.
place to play on the road. So if whoever
Yeah.
goes to Missouri is going to have a tough call. I mean, then you still got Oklahoma.
Yep.
I mean, I know that Auburn game was a weird one, but
Yeah.
they still are looking okay. Texas is whatever they are. So
I like
don't-
Oklahoma. I think they are going to fall off a cliff.
you do.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's
Love
their
the
schedule
take.
look like?
I think their defense has carried them early this season. They led
Yes.
3, 13, 3, and 17. They beat 2 top 25 teams that were ranked at the time. Michigan is still ranked, but we still don't really know what they are. And then they beat Auburn, who's no longer ranked now. They have Kent State next week, but then after that, it's Texas at South Carolina, Ole Miss at Tennessee, at Alabama, Missouri, LSU. They finished the season with 5 straight ranked games and 6 out of their last 7. They're going to fall off.
They're going to lose 5 of those at
They're
least.
going to lose 5 games. Yeah. And
5
I
of
like
them.
Mateer, and their defense has been great. So maybe I just don't think the tests that they've had so far are like top tier tests to where
No.
they're like a true top 7 team, like they're ranked.
I think they get by Texas. I think honestly,
so too, but it's a rivalry game. It's not actually a home game. So
well, yeah, I mean, that's why I do think they get back. I think everybody's going to be on Texas, honestly, but I think Oklahoma will get past them. I think honestly that game at South Carolina is that's going to be a trap game. If they beat Texas, that's going to be hyped. They're going to move up to 4, probably 5 at worst.
Yeah.
And then knowing what they have as a gauntlet the rest of the schedule, that's going to be a big trap, especially South Carolina being a tough place to play, although Vanderbilt went in there and destroyed them.
It's going to get interesting.
Yeah.
SEC life. It's going to get interesting throughout the season for them. Let's head on over to our honorable mention games. I had Michigan heading into Nebraska. Michigan won 30-27. Their head coach wasn't even on the sidelines as the self-imposed ban took place. And our famous, what's his name, David?
Biff Poggi.
Biff
Biff.
Poggi. And he said his famous line, David, after the win. What was that? Did you watch the end of that? He said, "I'm going to go get some Haagen-Dazs, the ice cream." He says, because they were asking, "What are you going to do post game?" And he's like, "We're going to get some Haagen-Dazs." This man's like 340 pounds. He is huge. This guy's big. But shout out Biff on the W. Close game. And then also want to shout out Will Compton, made a bet. Did not see his Huskers win the game, but shaved his head. So that was honestly kind of a bold move by him. But Michigan boys, I'm not sold, but they're not out of my brain in being in the top 15. But I definitely think they have some work to do throughout Big Ten play. But they're so up and down, David. Up and down.
Well, once they get Sharon Moore back too, they're going to be way worse because he's a terrible football coach.
Terrible. I do agree with that. Terrible coach. What was y'all's?
Go ahead, Jay.
My honorable mention is going to be North Texas. Big on this team so far this year. I've seen some good play out of the quarterback Drew Messamaker. Let's talk about this guy for a quick second. He is a former walk-on. He started off as like 5th or 6th in the depth chart and has worked his way up to the starting quarterback.
Yes, sir.
So far this year, he's got 10 touchdowns, no interceptions, over 1,000 yards through 4 games, and has been leading this team to a 4-0 record. Let's bounce back 1 week. Last week, he goes. They beat Washington State 59-10. No, okay. Washington State isn't very good. That's still a program. 59-10. They're still there, even though the Pac-12 is whatever it is. But then you go to Army at West Point, and you go to overtime, and you take. Now, granted, they were up big. Let Army come back into this game, but then they stayed composed. That's my biggest thing. Momentum is such a real thing in college football, especially in college football, where these guys can let things get to them so easily. They were up with a big lead, multiple possessions, let Army come back into this game. Well, Army ends up forcing overtime. Then you still get it done in overtime. On your first possession, you go score, and you don't let Army get it in. That is a big win for me to see them at 4-0. And we'll talk about dogs of the week too, but just want to mention the AAC is going to be fun to watch with these top 5 teams in the conference with North Texas, Memphis, USF, Navy, and Tulane. Now I know the Naval Academy is there. They're have a good record right now. We'll see what happens, but this is a good conference that people need to watch out for and pay attention to because these teams are legit. So far, what we've seen this year, I know Tulane just had the bad loss to Ole Miss, but as far as the conference goes, this conference is going to get a playoff team, and I'm excited to see who it's going to be.
I do agree with that. They will get a playoff team. Also, real quick on North Texas, Jason, did you know their running back follows us on Instagram? Mackenzie McGill, 19 carries, 101 yards, 1 touchdown, 5.3 average. Shout out Mackenzie. Had a game. Shout out.
Who you got, David?
I got Maryland taking down Wisconsin 27-10. And the reason I have this is twofold. Wisconsin, Luke Fickell is a dead man walking. It just has not worked.
It's not
and
working.
It sucks because he was the number 1 hire of that offseason. You
2022.
thought he was a shoe-in to be the guy, take Wisconsin to that next level, and it just hasn't happened. They're 2-2 now. They lost to Alabama last week, and then they lost to Maryland this week, and they have 5 ranked games left. They're gonna end with a pretty bad record. He's probably gonna move on. Whether he just tries to get out and get a different job, or Wisconsin pays the buyout and gets rid of him. I think it might be the end of Luke Fickell and Madison.
I think they'll probably take the buyout, as Big Cat was not happy about that game on X.
Yeah, how could you be happy? Losing at home and only scoring 10 points against Maryland with a freshman quarterback. You just have to win. But Maryland, sneaky schedule. They are 4-0. Upcoming, they've got back-to-back home games against Washington and Nebraska. Both of those teams are solid, but take care of business at home.
Yeah. 6-0.
And then they play at UCLA. They could be 7-0.
Do they play Ohio State this year?
That's kind of scary.
They don't play Ohio State. The only 3 ranked teams they have left are home against Indiana, at Illinois, and home against Michigan.
That's scary.
They get those big ones at home. They're a trap game. The reason I brought up Ohio State is because Ohio State always struggles in Maryland.
Right.
Is Tua's brother still the quarterback?
No, he hasn't.
No, he's in the CFL, I think.
Oh, Lord have mercy! It's been that long. I've not.
It's a true freshman, 5-star guy who's their quarterback, and he's been pretty solid.
I'll have to tune into some Maryland football then. Man.
It's also very possible they go 5-7. Like the schedule
Yeah.
is not easy, but if they take care of business at home,
Right.
they could be a sneaky playoff team.
Very sneaky. Let's go to our dogs of the week. Yeah.
Let's go. I was going to say that statement and everything we've said in this podcast up to this point about how many various playoff teams we could have just goes to show you how wide open college football is this year. There's
wide open.
No guarantee for anybody.
So wide open.
It is very
But
wide
we still
open.
don't know. We still don't know if teams are actually good or not based on their rankings. Like, is Florida State good? I have no idea. They are only ranked highly because of a win over Alabama, and we don't know if Alabama's good or not.
Yeah.
Yep.
We still don't know so much, and that's what makes this so exciting.
It's very
We're about
exciting.
to find out so much in the next few weeks. Man, I love it.
This week is going to be a big one.
Big week.
This one.
Big week.
It's here.
It is here. It is fully here, fellas. Fully here. We'll talk about those games a little bit later, but let's head into the dog of the week. I have Chambliss from Ole Miss, threw for 17 of 27, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, 90.1 QBR, 14 carries, 112 yards, and 41 long rush. What a game from Chambliss, my guy. What a game.
Great first name on that guy, too. Trinidad Chambliss. Great name.
Trinidad. Who was your dog of the week, Jason? Bark, bark, bark.
My dog of the week is Memphis. I think the Memphis game against Arkansas was down to the wire. Now, Arkansas should have handled business, but Memphis with the late punch out right before the guy hits the ground. They originally on the field called it down by contact, and they went back to review, and you could just see the ball just slip right out. Clear recovery by Memphis. Huge game for them. They still had to – Arkansas still had all their timeouts, so they still had to move the ball slightly. But they get the game. They win. That's their biggest game on their schedule if you really think about it. But when you look at their conference schedule, their biggest games are against South Florida and Tulane, both of those at home. So this is an opportunity for them to make some noise. It goes back to what I was saying earlier about the AAC being just a top to bottom with those top 4 or 5 teams being interchangeable as far as who's going to make the conference championship game, just looking at their schedule. So that game, those 2 games against South Florida and Tulane are going to be big for them. And if I go back to North Texas, I mentioned earlier, I just wanted to mention their schedule. David was mentioning it as well before we were on air. You look at their schedule, their toughest game is against South Florida at home as well. So there's an opportunity for South Florida to make some noise winning on the road there, or end up with possibly 3 losses and not be in the picture, which will leave you with probably North Texas, Tulane, and Memphis. So that Tulane-Memphis game could decide which one of them gets into the conference championship against North Texas. Just so interchangeable between those top teams. So I'm really excited to see where things go with this conference.
Very exciting. It's very exciting. Also, I do want to shout out Jason on that game. Did not have a clue that Memphis came all the way back and won. Crazy. Arkansas had that game wrapped up, and Memphis just
stayed in.
Took that away.
Stayed in.
Who you got, David?
My underdog, or not underdog. My dog of the week is the media. And they're my dog because they're an underdog. And you know what underdogs do more often than not? They lose. And the media lost this week. The media overrated Illinois for no reason. Just because of last season, beating some bad teams, close late in games. Overrated Illinois and underrated your Indiana Hoosiers.
Yes.
And they had to face themselves in the mirror after that game and finally admit that Indiana is a good football team, a good football program. That just because last year our schedule was super easy, maybe we were good the whole time. Maybe when we're beating teams by 50, it means you have a good football program. Maybe. You don't just go out there and beat teams by 50 out of nowhere. The media is an underdog, and underdogs usually lose, and the media lost this week.
I would like to make a point on top of that too, is that Indiana scored the most points for a Big Ten team against a AP top 25 all time. So I think they're pretty damn good.
And it's not like it was a shootout.
No,
They allowed 10 points.
we had our backups in most of the fourth quarter. Most of the fourth quarter they were in. All right, let's look ahead to next week, guys. Let's look ahead a little bit. Got some pretty good, solid games. Obviously, the biggest one being Oregon heading into Penn State. Oregon is plus 3.5 underdog. Totals at 52.5. What do you guys got on this one? Because I know who I got.
Why is Penn State favored? Is a night game whiteout worth 10 points on the spread?
They want you to take it. They want you.
They want me to take Oregon?
They want you to take. No, they want you to take Penn State minus.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take
I know.
the team that's way better with 3.5
Way
points.
better. Way
Penn
better.
State being ranked number 3 might be more ludicrous than Illinois being ranked number 9.
I agree with this. I
understand that Penn State made a run
Yes.
in the playoff last year, but
Did they?
Yeah, they did. They made the semifinal.
Okay. Fair enough.
They made the semifinal, and they honestly should have beat Notre Dame. But the reason they didn't is because the quarterback that they brought back threw a back-breaking pick to lose them the game, and now he's back. He's done nothing good in their first 3 games against nobodies, and you're telling me they're a 3.5-point favorite at home against a team who's killed everybody they've played. Come on.
Solid point. I'm with you. I don't know why Penn State is favored in this game. Oregon is top 3 in my opinion of teams right now that I've seen. Oregon is loaded, stacked. Lanning knows what he's doing. I don't see how there's a chance that Penn State wins this game. I think the spread is ludicrous to me. Absolutely ludicrous. I think it should be flipped. I think it should be Oregon minus 3.5, in my opinion. I'm all over the Ducks here. All over. I know I could be undervaluing the atmosphere, I guess, in Happy Valley for that game is my only angle.
Absolutely. You absolutely could be. Penn State's resume right now is way worse than Mississippi State's.
Penn State should have been beating these teams by 50 points, like you were talking about how Indiana was beating teams by 50 points. Those are the games they should have been blowing teams out, and they were not. And they were not even, to me, they didn't even look very good either.
No.
I mean, Drew Allard does not look good at he does not look like a first-round pick. Like they have him listed. Not at all.
I don't know how much you can take away from playing Villanova, FIU, and Nevada on film for Penn State of how good they are. That's my opinion. Like, they have no film of.
But they should be playing better.
Exactly. I don't think you can take away like how good a team is based on those types of games. But
I disagree.
Think you can take away how unimpressive they've been in those types of games.
And
do you guys know the scores of what they've played?
Franklin is historically not good in big games. They historically just do not play well in big games.
That is a good point, Jay. I do agree. But week 3 they played at home against Villanova 52-6. I mean,
okay, they won that one by almost 50. Okay, what's the other one?
They beat FIU 34-0. They struggled in that first half. I remember that.
They beat them 34-0. It was 20-0 with 4 minutes left in the game.
Yeah. So that's the game where I'm like,
okay. And then what's the other one?
They beat Nevada 46-11. Yeah. And they also had a bye.
Yeah, but even in that game, if I remember correctly, I mean,
I think a bye is pretty important.
One of those games, it was like late in the second quarter, and they only had like 14 points.
Yeah, that was the.
Was that the
What were
the
FIU?
second one?
That was FIU. Yeah.
The Florida team. Yeah.
Shout out Noah Grant.
I still just don't think they're. I don't know. We're really going to learn a
It's
lot
tough.
this week.
I agree. We are going
That's
to
a
learn
game
a lot.
that if I was like, the only reason I bring that up is because the whole reason you brought up this conversation was about the betting line, right? This is a
Yeah.
game I would totally just avoid at all costs. Like,
I'm all over Oregon. I'm all over Oregon.
And that's why we lose money, Brendan.
Yep. Yeah. That is exactly
They
why
want
we
us to
lose
bet
money.
Oregon.
They want
They
you
do.
to. I think you
I'll
just
I'm
take the
enjoy
3.5.
you watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
I'll take that.
What's
3.5.
the line? What'd you say the line was?
3.5.
You're gonna take it at 3.5
Yes.
Yep.
plus 3.5.
Yep.
I will gladly take it because they're going to win. They're not going to lose.
Yeah, that's fair. I like Dan Lanning, but
There we go.
I still would not spend my hard-earned money to do it. Maybe like $5, little adrenaline.
Oh,
rush,
I'm not betting like $100 on this. I'll
You
put like $4.73, whatever just to get me down to like 85 left in the bankroll.
Oh, Alec and I were making jokes
bankroll
that
left a bankroll.
when the cents
Got
are there,
money.
it's just
I
free
like
money.
it.
Like you're not
It's
even
literally free
gonna,
money,
you're gonna
dude.
throw that at something anyway to flatten
You
out
know-
your number.
You know what is free money this weekend? LSU winning against Ole Miss. I said it. The Tigers are going to come ready. Mississippi, not Mississippi State. Ole Miss.
Another road dog.
Another road dog for the Tigers, plus 1.5. The Tigers are plus 1.5. Over and under sits at 54.5. LSU wins by 10. Here's why. LSU's defense is top 5 without a doubt. They're gonna
If not top 1.
agree. They're gonna unleash Nussmeier. They're gonna let him go this week, and they're gonna show Ole Miss why they are the kings of the SEC.
I mean, I saw something that said, DB, the 5th cornerback on that roster, could be starter at most college football programs. Like that defensive, and that's just so great when you have also great front seven as far as rushing goes. When you have guys back there that can cover forever, too. So even if you're not getting a good rush, your secondary is picking you up. But if you're getting a good rush, that's where all those turnovers happen. That's why we saw 5 last week.
Yeah. I agree. Who you got in that, David?
Give me Ole Miss.
Oh, brother. Opening up a can of worms on this. I knew he was going to take it with Shameless.
Yeah.
You can't go away from that
The
name.
quarterback has an unbelievable
I knew it.
name.
I called it.
Full name. Trinidad Chambliss. Like how do you bet against that? But I agree. I think LSU's defense is very improved. I think we have yet to see them up against a real competent offense. The two teams that we thought were going to be good going into the games against LSU were Clemson and Florida. Both those teams scored 10. Those two quarterbacks might be two of the worst Power 4 quarterbacks in the country, even though they're, both of them were like top 10 Heisman guys coming into the season.
Right.
I think this will be a close game.
Yeah.
I think that home field is going to make the difference. I would love for LSU to win because I want Ole Miss to be bad just so we can have that debate about the 7th best team in our 2 conferences
I would
again
love
someday.
That. Yes.
But I actually, we were talking about that. I actually think Vanderbilt's probably right there.
Okay. Vanderbilt has this year.
All
okay.
Right.
Yeah. The discussion was not about this year.
We were talking about now.
No, we weren't. No, we were not.
But that's what I was doing.
We were talking about very different things. Very different things then.
If y'all
we
were talking about overtime,
spreading national championships across the 2 conferences over the next however long. We were not talking about this year. Not multiple teams can't win it this year.
Bro, I was saying something about Ole Miss, and you said
I was talking about like in a possibility of winning a championship in the next 20 years. They're probably like the 5th to 7th best team.
I was comparing Ole Miss to where you guys said Illinois is in the rankings of the Big Ten, and I was saying where Ole Miss probably is in the SEC, and I still think Ole Miss.
We were having 2 incredibly different conversations
because I said Ole Miss has a better chance of winning a title this year than Illinois. That was the whole start of that conversation. Why I started ranking them.
All right. Back to Ole Miss. Home field advantage. I agree. Could be the decision maker in that game. I think it'll be a heck of a game though, like you said, David. Another great game this weekend, David, as USC travels to Illinois. USC is a 6.5-point favorite on the road. Over and under sits at 59.5. Is this an overreaction completely to the Indiana game? Because I feel like it is, and maybe because Illinois has no cornerbacks left. Got to look at who's injured on the Illinois side, but right now I would take Illinois plus 6.5.
I think this is a big overreaction game. I think
Yes.
that if this spread was set a week ago, it would
Yeah.
be closer to even, maybe even Illinois favored. But the
Yeah.
numbers overreacted to Illinois getting blown
100%.
out. It was a bad blowout. They didn't look good, but
Yes.
that doesn't mean that the next week they're not going to come back and show what they were in the weeks prior and what everybody thought they would be. I also think
Yeah.
USC might be a little overvalued right now.
Yes.
They haven't had any like big wins or anything crazy. Plus, this game's at noon. It's at 11 in Central Time Zone. But on the Pacific, that's a 9 o'clock game for those USC boys. That's a body clock game right there.
Yeah. True. That is true. I'm trying to see the injury report. I cannot see it, but I still would take that. Who you on, Jay? You like USC?
I probably. I mean, but
Okay.
I also think it's overreaction. But you guys,
Yeah.
you guys should be on the 6.5 for Illinois after the big win.
Yeah.
I mean, you want them to come out and
we
look
have
good.
to root
So
for them.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You have to. But no,
100%.
I'm already looking ahead to a different game. That the Georgia game. Georgia's only -2.5 at home against Alabama, and like David was saying earlier, we don't even know if Alabama's any good. I still don't.
No.
I still don't know if. I mean, we know Georgia's a good team, but
Yeah.
they haven't really played anybody either. But I still think there's a way better shot that Georgia's going to be a top 5 team at the end of the season than Alabama, and that's why I would take Georgia, especially at home.
I'm all over Georgia. I think Georgia's one of the best teams in the country right now. And I love what Gunnar Stockton's doing. I love what their defense is doing. Go Dogs. Alabama has no business. Even, what I'm trying to say is I think this will be a blowout. I really do. I don't think it's going to be very close. I disagree with this spread, but I put Georgia at -6.5. Not 2.5. But
What do you think of Colorado at home as a 6.5 dog against BYU? Is BYU?
I'm all over BYU. I think Colorado is a dumpster fire.
Colorado's bad.
Yeah, they're very bad.
I mean, they can pull it out.
You know the weirdest spread that I've seen? Florida State at Virginia. Florida State's only 6.5-point favorite.
What about your Cyclones, Brendan?
6.5,
5.5 against Arizona at home.
Tough game.
Tough game.
Conference
Wow.
game.
We talked about the Big 12 earlier, guys. You didn't even mention Iowa State.
You
I
didn't
forgot
even
about them
mention
because they're not
Cyclones.
on Texas Tech or Utah's schedule.
No,
Yeah.
they're not.
So does Iowa State have the easiest schedule of all time? What the?
I was actually going to get to this point. They do.
Do they?
Iowa State, yes. They play Arizona at home. They're on the road against Cincinnati the next week. They're at Colorado the next week. They play BYU at home. Then they're home against Arizona State. They do have TCU on the road. It's a tough
That's
game.
going to be a tough one. Yeah.
That's an easy win, though, for Campbell.
That's probably a loss. What?
No, that's probably a win. Yeah. And then Iowa State plays Kansas at home, and then they have Iowa State on the road at Oklahoma State. No, I think that TCU game, I think they'll win. I really do. I
Do
think
you
TCU
still think
is
Iowa State's good?
Yeah, I think they're going to be in the Big 12 championship with Tech.
Their wins are
You think they're better than
nothing.
TCU?
Yes, 100%. And you guys can, yeah. I expected this. Hold on, let me get to my point.
I'm taking Arizona this weekend. I am hammering Arizona. Give me the points. Iowa State's trash.
No, they're not.
What have they done to make? What have they done to make you think that they're not trash?
Let me get to my point. This is what Iowa State does against lower tier teams. Look at Arkansas
What do they
State.
do? What do they do?
They
against
don't
lower
play
teams?
well.
Play them
but
close. That's
against
not
conference
good.
play.
We just
5.5
talked about how that's
points.
not good. We just talked about with Penn State, that's not a good thing.
That's not good. And Penn State has better spread win margins than
Yes.
Iowa State.
I'm telling you, Iowa State will be in the Big 12 championship. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
What
They're gonna beat Arizona. It's not gonna be close.
I just want to know why you think this.
did you say they play Arizona State too?
I would say
Yeah.
Iowa State has a
They're not
solid,
gonna. Are they
solid
at Arizona
defense,
State?
and they have a great quarterback. They have a great quarterback that Rocco
Great
Beck.
quarterback who threw
I'm
for
high. I am
183 yards against Kansas State, 134 yards at
Jason's
home
losing
against Iowa. Wow, unreal quarterback. So
Can we?
what did
can we
Rutgers
agree-
quarterback
hey,
just throw
hey,
for in
hey,
that game?
Hey, can we agree that anyone that plays
Hey.
Iowa, it is hard to put up points against, and normally that Iowa State and Iowa game is very low scoring, like
Yeah,
it was. We talk about that game every year. It's always low scoring. Here's my point: Campbell's a good coach. Rocco Beck is a good quarterback. A solid top 25 defense. Yes, you heard me. Top 25 defense in the Iowa State. And they're going to run the tables. I mean, we'll see how good they are. You're not going to see how good they are till BYU probably.
Dude,
at
Rutgers
home.
quarterback just put up 330 on Iowa's defense.
Again, they will be in the Big 12
Crazy.
conference game. Yes,
You're
it
just
is
trying
crazy.
to die on this hill, and you have nothing to back it up other than they play down to their competition. They're going to
David,
show
how many
up when
times
the
when I
moment's right. They're
how many
trash.
times when
They haven't
no,
done
listen.
anything.
How many times have I said when I have a good feeling about a team, it normally happens?
Does it?
It does.
Who was your last good feeling?
Indiana last year.
That doesn't count. You
doesn't count. It's your school.
That does count.
Doesn't count.
I'm trying to think. Georgia. I had a good feeling about Georgia.
Georgia. Everybody has
You
good
had a
feeling
good
about Georgia.
feeling
They
about a
only go-
top
they only
5
go-
program in the country.
Did you have a good? See, I would.
Same, dude.
All right, I've ended this conversation. Thank you for tuning in, guys, listening, watching on YouTube. Make sure you go to our YouTube, subscribe, like, comment. Anything helps, and we appreciate the support. Love our great conversations we have about Iowa State because they will be in the Big 12 championship. But please, please subscribe to our YouTube, and also please listen on Spotify and Apple Music, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.